All right.
Let's
We got it.
go. Okay.
we
Okay.
go.
Ollie, good
Ron,
to
how
see
we doing?
you. Yeah,
Good to
we're
see
good.
you.
We're good. I don't want to do the classic house camp intro, so I got to try to think of something else. How about this? Just random, but it was news, and we were there yesterday. What do you think of the Yankees facial hair policy going away?
Is that what we're going straight to that, huh?
Straight.
Well, I don't know,
they're
just like
hard-hitting
something
questions.
random versus like
Outside my world.
house camp.
More of seeing
Oh,
it.
man.
Yeah, the house camp question's kind of tired.
It is. I rather not comment on a policy for another organization. That's a crappy answer, but I'm sticking to it.
When you see Todd,
That's
when
fine.
you see Todd on the screen,
Yeah,
what do you think of when you see Todd Frazier on the
he
screen?
looks better with the beard. Yeah.
He looks better with a beard, so there you go.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much,
No
man.
doubt.
Now,
You doing
I'll
okay?
go first. Yeah, everything's great, man. Everything's great. Can't complain. On here talking to you guys. Wish I was out there with you, battling with the boys. I wanna first talk about, when you're in spring training as a manager, I know you before anything starts, you have your meetings, everything, this and that, but you have to portray a message to your team. And I think, with all the off-season stuff, the buzz about Arenado, the buzz about, all these different players, give me your message right away to the boys here and during the first, meeting in camp, when everybody's together. Like what's like the first couple things you say to the guys here? Is it different every year, or you try and keep to the same storyline?
No, there's some common themes that you stick to that are just what we're about as an organization, but every year it changes based on personnel and how the previous year went and what you're wanting to place emphasis on moving forward. I mean, this year's pretty simple. It's us against the world, man. Expectations on the outside are what they are, but this group truly believes in what's inside that building right now. So they're coming together as a group really well. Even today, man, probably one of my favorite days on the field, seeing these guys go at it and do their defense together as a group. But it's going to be fun. I like this group. There's a lot of youth. There's a lot of energy and guys that are looking to leave their mark on this org. So I'm excited about what we're seeing right now.
Talking about leaving a mark on the org, like you talk about, okay, veteran guys showing rookie guys what to do, all that stuff is cool, but like until you actually do it, do something, like you can't even, it's just words to some of these rookie guys. And now early in the camp, y'all freaking go over 4 hours, and how much does it mean to you as a manager when you see, did five vets make the trip?
And that's the thing, like they ask for it, right? You plan out their week and you go up to the off day, which is Monday, and say, this is what I have for you. And a couple of them came in and said, that's great, but I want to go on this trip. And usually you let those guys stay back, get some live BP on the backfield. But they're wanting to get out there and compete and be a group. And that's what's going to make this thing go, right? Like you've been on teams that you have some talent, but they don't come together and you just do okay. And then there's certain teams, man, where it becomes a family and you get after it. And there's times where things don't go well, but you still come together as a group and it ends up playing out okay. So I like the way it's shaping up so far, man.
But if the vets are doing that,
no doubt,
ain't no rookie that can be like, dude, I gotta ride the bus. I gotta go over.
I'd love
there.
to hear it.
Like, did you see any comments? Like, you know how it's like, all right, we got 2 games over there now to need, and nobody's gonna be at that game. Yankees, some people can get kind of excited about for whatever reason. But like, did you see any of that? Did you see like less complaining than you thought you would?
I didn't hear an ounce of complaining on the entire trip. The Dunedin trip and then the Tampa. I mean, I can't think of one guy where it was they didn't want to be there. I mean, we're ready to play. We've had a good offseason. Now it's time to go. So 0 from anybody, to be quite honest.
Now we're talking about, obviously, the facial hair thing was kind of funny, but I'm talking about Paul Goldschmidt, who's over there now.
Yeah.
What does he mean to you? Because I read a story.
Yeah.
What does he mean to you? And I'll let you say whatever you want about Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, there's certain dudes that are on a completely different list of great players, but incredible humans. And he's unreal, man. There's to be as good as he is, what he looks for off the field, just opportunities to make sure people are taken care of. That's the simplest way put. It's just he's constantly looking for, it doesn't matter if it's player, rookie, veteran, staff member, training staff. He's constantly looking for opportunities to take care of people. And if you ask him about it, he probably hated me telling that story because he just doesn't want anybody knowing about it. he's been blessed, and he really takes the stance of like, I'm going to make sure that I can do that for other people. But he's been incredible to me. Obviously enjoyed managing him. And I wish him nothing but the best over in New York, but he's an absolute stud of a person.
Can I have you tell the story? Because I kind of alluded to it.
Sure. And it's, I mean, I have two daughters. In 2019, when Kylie was born, he knew that I was going to kind of be on the road. We had a stretch of games that was going to be tough and a lot of travel, and my wife already had a 2-year-old on her hands. And it came out of nowhere, but he came up and he said, "Hey, listen, you can't say no to this. I've already hired a night nurse. She's going to come to the house every day while we're on the road, and you have nothing to worry about. And this isn't a matter of you saying yes or no, like it's done." So things like that, where he's just so thoughtful and intentional with everything, man. To think about, I need you to be focused, and I know your wife's going to be tired, so I've already taken care of that. Like, that's unreal. So it makes you think about what opportunities am I missing that I can take care of, right? So that's always stuck with me, and I'm constantly now looking for those type of opportunities to take care of our staff and our players. So he means the world to me, man. He's an absolute stud. Yeah,
it's awesome.
So that's really, really cool. So the organization has actually come out and said they're going to be rebuilding with the younger players. Does that kind of switch up your approach, your message towards things at all?
Not entirely, man. Like when you think about the minor leagues and development, and that's where I came through. And a lot of our staff, when you look at their background, they have that that part of them in them where they came up through our system, developing players. You want to develop winning players, and so the message doesn't change at all, man. We're going to strive to create a winning culture in that clubhouse and go win as many ball games as possible. Will we allow a certain runway or longer runway to some of these young guys to make sure that at the end of this year we have clarity as to who they are and what they can do and what they can't do? Absolutely. But the message of going out there and competing all 9, that doesn't change at all.
So you're talking about the young guys. I want to go to the J.J. Weatherholt thing. One of the guys I talked to, by the way, the dude's like a mini like Tyler O'Neill. He is jacked.
Yeah.
I saw him hit his Oppo tank the other day.
Yeah.
So obviously baseball-wise, let me fix this for you. Baseball-wise, he's got the skills.
Yeah.
His presentation in front of Ozzie Smith, is that like one of those things that – do you guys do more of that stuff? Is that initiated by you, the vets?
No, actually, the Scalzo wanted those guys to Chase Davis and JJ to present to the group and just give a little brief history on Ozzie and on David Freese, who they were both here in person to listen to it, but they did a phenomenal job. But both presented well. But JJ's on it, man. This guy is I don't like talking about the young guys before they get to us and setting any type of expectations, but he's a special talent in the way he thinks about the game, the way he approaches his day. He's not fazed by a whole lot, man. I've been watching him closely, and he's intentional with everything he does throughout the day. And you sit back and you watch him, and there's something about him that makes you think he's going to be doing this for a very long time. Yeah.
Is that tough for you when you know like what the org thinks of somebody, and then he comes into camp and you're getting eyes on him, and you're like, I think you guys are off. Like, this guy might be better than, the little intangible things like being on time, being, aware of what a pitcher's like, locked in when other rookie guys are like jacking around on the bench.
No, I mean, you get as much intel from the guys that have been around them and lived with them, and then certain scouts, and you just take all of that to make your own decision on the guy, man. So it's good to have that intel and then to sit back and watch them early in camp and see how they go about their business. Up to this point, it's been pretty impressive.
Quinn Matthews. His outing, 2 days ago.
2 days ago,
with Toronto.
Yeah, did a nice job. Got into some trouble and got out of it. Big arm, and same thing. Not fazed by a whole lot. Man, you sit back and you watch these young guys and you see how they react to certain comments, and at times you try to kind of say things to see kind of how they react to it, and he isn't fazed. There's something to being young and not caring, and when I say that in a positive way, like, man, I'm not going to make this any bigger than it is. I know what I bring to the table. I'm going to have my ears open and make adjustments, but I'm not going to make this any bigger than it is. And both those guys have done a nice job of that.
What about a guy like Sonny Gray, who came in last year, was kind of like, was a vet, but you had some vets. You brought a lot of vets in, so he's kind of, now he's, in my opinion, a guy with no trade probably chose to come back here. That seems like that should be a huge value for you guys. Not only the fact that he's going to not just eat innings, but he's elite. And this dude playing with him, I know what he brings to the table.
Yes, there's a certain mentality to this guy that's special. You want your young guys to walk in and watch his every move, because there's a reason for everything he does, from the time he walks into the clubhouse to the training room to how he goes about his bullpens to prepping for a game. There's like a competitive nature to everything he does, where you want guys you want them to mimic that. So him saying, I want to be here for this transition period is meaningful to my seat for sure. And I know the fans absolutely love it.
I have one more question. I'm curious.
Yeah, go for it.
You guys have your meetings before and after game. As you see, this is my trend about meetings. But is there a guy? I know it's early in camp, but is there a young cat right now where you guys afterwards, when you come together, like, I want to see more of this guy. Like this guy, he could help us in the long run, or this guy, he might be somebody halfway during the season or a month in that we're going to need him to come up here, spark a plug in this team and go out there and dominate. There's been a young guy out there right now that's been like, wow, I didn't know really much about him. Now I kind of figured.
More in a minute, but first, a quick word from our sponsor of this video.
Hair thinning is very common, very frustrating problem that many men deal with. From stress and nutrition to hormones to lifestyle, so many internal factors affect what you see on the outside. Luckily, Nutrafol is here to help.
Thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to their hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas for men and women that are tailored to different life stages and lifestyle factors.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL. And now back to the video.
I think JJ fits into that, not so much as that, man, we got to see him so he can break camp with us, as much as like there's something special about this kid. I want to see him as much as possible, because you want to see them do well, but you also want to see them fail a little bit. You want to see them run into some trouble and see how they come through that and how they react to it. So that's been fun. And then from the left side, the Jerpy kid, we've seen him in the past, but there's some funk to him. So seeing him in shorter stints so far, it's been interesting, and definitely want to see more of that as well.
What does the Nolan and Wilson changing position, what is that like dynamic? How does that change for you, in the sense of like you had to do that work ahead of time? You had to talk to Wilson ahead of time. Yeah. And now that they're in camp, how has it changed like your relationship with those guys?
He's a pro. I remember the first call where we sat down and kind of like walked through it, and his exact words were, I'm a team guy and I'll do anything to stay here and help this club. I don't want to talk about doing this somewhere else, and if that's at first base in order to keep me healthy for 162 and giving the young guys a shot behind the plate, then I'm in. So the conversation was super simple. There was no pushback, and this guy's a pro. Like, he's handled adversity well after coming over to us. So that conversation, I don't want to say it was easy, but he made it easy.
When you when you bring in guys like John Jay from other organizations,
love him.
You can't not love him. I mean, the guy's got the perfect runway of baseball. Like, he went to Miami. His wife's from St. Louis. Yeah. She was in Miami. Then he coached in Miami. Yes. Like, this guy's just – do you just feel like you just picked up gold and, like, perfection when you pick up John Jay?
Yes. Like, you want to make sure you fill in certain holes from a staff standpoint, and based on the personnel, like the players coming through, young guys, who's going to relate best with them. John Jay has been incredible. Even though I gave him some love today as I was out there and they were finishing up their work, because, man, it's fun to watch him. Just the way he's direct, but he has a relationship with these guys. Even in the offseason, like, he'd come down and work with Walker and Ciani and Victor Scott and those guys. So he's built that relationship with them where he can be direct and challenge them and tell Newbar, hey, that's not good enough. Like, let's do it again. And there's no pushback because they know that he cares, right? And he has the credibility of playing for 10 years in the league. So, man, just the overall package of of who he is and what he brings to the table and the way he's gone about the work with the outfielders this spring has been absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Is this your 4th or 5th season as manager?
This will be my 4th as manager. Yeah.
What surprised you the most about being a manager, that you watched it from afar and now you become a manager and you've pretty much managed through everything?
Gosh, I've seen a couple guys come through when I was the first base coach for Matheny and then when I was the bench coach for Schulte. And when you're in the bench coach position, you're the person that they kind of vent to. And I would always kind of sit there and go, man, don't worry about the media. Don't worry about the fans. And then you get in this seat and you're like, damn, that's real. Like, you feel it, right? So I would say that's probably the thing that's probably most misunderstood about the position, at least for me. Yeah.
Enjoyed it? Enjoy that part of it?
I do. I don't mind it.
Okay.
I enjoy the pressure. I love that our city's a baseball city, man. They care about everything we do, and everything's important. It's what gets me up in the morning. And I've said it before, but I mean it. If I were doing it in a city where they didn't care as much as St. Louis, I'd have a hard time doing it. So I welcome that accountability and pressure. It's what gets me going. Yeah.
Love it.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, you're fortunate. You're in a great spot. Oli, I got one more for you. Okay,
Yeah,
so towards the end of last year, there was articles about the team's player development and the staff and how, hey, they wanted to boost it up again. So can you walk us through if that's felt now and what that looks like? And I guess the secondary part of this is that more for minor league talent, or would that also be helpful for major league talent, like, say, Mason Wynn? Can that help take someone like him from great player to superstar player?
Yeah. The way it was described a lot leading into the offseason was more on the player development side in the minor leagues. And I'll tell you that the investments that were made, not only in manpower, but technology, in catching up to the league and then positioning ourselves to lead the league again in that department. Like, when you think of the St. Louis Cardinals, man, like all the way back, it's an innovative organization. And we got to the point where we knew we have to make certain investments in order to get to where we want to get to. So it is felt. I'll tell you right now that this offseason and this spring training has been very different. We've hired a lot of people down below, and not just bodies, but some really intelligent dudes that know the game, that understand the modernization of the game, but are good baseball guys. And it's made a difference in how we can staff our stations, how we're looking at all the data coming in and making it simple and actionable. Like, there's a big difference in how we are approaching this year compared to the previous year. So some of the changes that have been made up to this point are definitely felt on the minor league side, and we're feeling it on the big league side. The collaboration with Mo and the farm director and new assistant AGM from Heim all the way. I mean, the collaboration has been incredible with the big league staff and the minor league player development staff. So I feel great about where we are as an org right now and where we're headed. It's actually been pretty exciting.
So I want to go in a little baseball logistics here. We're talking about strike zone balls and strikes. Now, have you guys gone over, like, hey, is the catcher mainly going to do it? Is the pitcher? Is the batter? Have you guys talked about anything like that yet? Because you only get 2 of them, so you got to be real specific. Are you going to wait till the end? Like that's going to be the in-game stuff that I'm really intrigued about.
No doubt. Here's the way we've positioned it up to this point is your big boys that are playing the first half of the game are the ones that haven't experienced it. The guys that are coming in later in the game when you would consider it to be more leverage are the guys that have already experienced the ABS. So I want our dudes in the front end, whether it's a meaningful spot in the game or not, to use it and just get feedback as to how they like it. We made it clear that pitchers are not good at challenging balls and strikes. They think everything's a strike, so we would prefer our catchers to be the one to do it. But overall, I'd rather Nato and Contreras and Don and those guys that haven't experienced ABS to be the ones to challenge and get a feel for it as we go through camp. That's the way we're looking at it at the moment.
Last one.
Yeah, go for it.
How much at Dr. Phillips, I call it Dr. Pepper High School.
So glad AJ's not here.
That's what we're getting to. How much, yeah, Scott says the same. How much is there just too much Brzezinski stuff there? And really, He's only played. You've managed. You've been essentially you've been his boss.
I have not been back to Dr. Phillips in a minute, so that's on me. I need to actually do that. He lives in Orlando, so he's there. But I need to do a better job of actually getting back there and being a part of what's going on.
Because
so.
just like they don't want the White Sox. He doesn't want the White Sox to win a World Series, so he can be the last one. He doesn't invite you back, so he's like, maybe Johnny Damon. Don't ask Ollie.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday
Ollie.
in the clubhouse. I told him it was good seeing him, but
You
yeah.
lied. It's okay to lie. Ollie, I appreciate it. We appreciate you coming
appreciate
on.
you, babe.
Thanks for taking the
No
time.
doubt.
Good luck this year. We'll be watching. FT, we're right back.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Ollie.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.